toni by December tutakuwa tumeikamilisha. Hapo tumeweka karibu shilingi bilioni 1 tumeikamilisha. Itakuwa ni mahali hawa vijana watatumia kama value addition engine ya hapa Mombasa. Vijana tunaelewana? Tunaelewana? Vile vile kesho mimi naenda kuanzisha pale Shimoni. Naenda kuanzisha fish port, mahali ambapo tumeweka karibu shilingi bilioni 2 ili tuwe na port ya fishing hapa Mombasa, mahali ambapo tutaweza kutumia hiyo mahali kupanga vile tutavua samaki tuuze hapa Kenya na tuuze katika masoko mengine ya nje. Hiyo kazi nakadiria kwamba itachukua miaka 2 itakuwa imekamilika, lakini tunaianzisha kesho. Watu wa Mombasa tunaelewana? Mimi nataka niwaambie hivi, watu wa Mombasa na watu wa hapa Kisauni, tunataka tushirikiane pamoja. Tunataka tupeleke taifa letu la Kenya mbele pamoja. Muliona juzi wakati wa mashujaa tumesema mambo ya matibabu. Tunataka kuhakikisha kwamba kila Mkenya akienda hospitali atibiwe, kuwe na dawa, na level 1, 2, 3 hakuna kulipa pesa yoyote. Nyinyi mnanielewa?
Still in the coast, President William Ruto and Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua on this Thursday were in Kwale County for the commissioning of electricity mini grid in Iiruto village in Lungalunga. While addressing residents, Deputy President Gachagua has waved off criticism from the public of the foreign trips that have gobbled up billions of shillings of taxpayers. Gachagua has firmly stated the trips are meant to bring development in the country and urged the president not to be deterred.
Na rais, tunataka tukupongeze kwa sababu huu mradi ambaye umezindua hapa leo umepatikana kwa usaidizi wa wawekezaji wa nje, sio hapa Kenya. Na rais, kuna wale ambaye wanakupigia makelele ya kwamba ati wewe unatembea sana, ati unaenda kila nchi, unaenda kufanya nini? Tungetaka kuambia hawa matunda ya rais kutembea kila pahali duniani imepatikana hapa katika hii kisiwa. Na rais, we want to encourage you to continue going anywhere in the world. Pahali popote utapata Wakenya watafaidika. Wewe ulichaguliwa ukapewa mamlaka ya kusaidia Wakenya na kuwainua kiuchumi. Ukiona Marekani ndio Wakenya wataweza kupata usaidizi, paa kwa ndege uende hapo utuletee matunda. Ukipata ni China, tembea. Na wale ambaye wanauliza kwa nini rais anatembea, wafike hapa kwa hii kisiwa waone stima sasa inawaka. Mnataka rais aendelee kutembea ama akae hapa? Atembee, asitembee? Na sisi tunasema rais aendi mambo ya utalii. Kama anataka utalii, iko hapa Mombasa, iko hapa Masai Mara. Rais anaenda kazi kwa sababu kuna jukumu amepewa na Wakenya.
Coastal leaders including Kisauni ODM MP Bedzimba, Rabai MP Kenga Mupe and Senator Mungatana have promised to rally behind the president should he keep to his promises. The leaders, including cabinet secretaries, said supporting the president is a great way to hasten development and cohesion in the coastal region of Kenya.
Uwepo wako hapa Mheshimiwa Rais, hii barabara ambayo umeizindua leo kutoka hapa kwenda mpaka kule Rabai, hii barabara Mheshimiwa Rais, kilomita 26 ziko Rabai. Na mimi niseme Mheshimiwa Rais, nataka nikushukuru kwa sababu barabara hii itasaidia wakazi wa Rabai, wakazi wa Kaloleni, wafanyabiashara wadogo wadogo, itawasaidia kwa sababu itapunguza gharama ya nauli, ili wale wakazi wa Rabai watakuwa na kuja Mombasa na bei nafuu.
Mheshimiwa Rais, sisi tumekuja hapa kuandamana na wewe kwa sababu tunaamini ya kwamba ile kazi umetupatia ya kuhakikisha tumemaliza barabara ambazo ulikuwa umeanzisha zimemalizwa. Sisi katika uongozi wako tumeweka mpango ya kuhakikisha Dongo Kundu Economic Zone pamoja na port ya Mombasa na Lamu imepata wawekezaji wakubwa ya kupanua kazi, ndio waandike kazi vijana wetu ambao ni wengi katika Mombasa hii. Tunaamini katika uongozi wako pia utaweza kutusaidia.
Tuko hapa sisi kumhakikishia rais ya kwamba tunamshikilia katika kutimiza ile ahadi yake na ile manifesto yake kwa wakazi wa nchi yetu ya Kenya. Na mimi nataka niseme ya kwamba sisi kama tulivyo watu wa pwani, tatizo letu sugu la mashamba, Mheshimiwa Rais ako na plan na tayari ameshaizungumza, na sisi tuko pale kuhakikisha kumsaidia ya kwamba analitekeleza na wakazi wa pwani wamepata ardhi bila shida.
Mheshimiwa Rais, yangu ni kukupongeza kuanzisha rasmi barabara hii. Tuna imani barabara hii hivi sasa itamalizika kwa haraka sana. Contractor alikuwa anaenda polepole sana kwa sababu akisema fedha hakuna, lakini leo nimekuona mwenyewe na imani hii barabara itaisha. Asante sana.
Sisi viongozi wa pwani, mwaka huu tumeamua kwamba tutatembea pamoja na tutasaidia rais katika kazi zake. Tulikutana Nairobi na hii agenda tunataka kuibeba kila mahali. Mimi nimetoka Tana River, kuna wabunge wa Lamu, kuna wabunge wa Kilifi, twende mpaka Taita. Tumesema umoja ni nguvu na tutatembea na rais kwa ajili ya maendeleo yetu.
Uchumi unapoendelezwa, sisi jukumu letu ni kumuunga mkono rais wetu, kuunga mkono serikali ili tuweze kufanyiwa maendeleo zaidi.
Onto the education sector, 24 students from St. Mark's Bulanda High School in Marama Central Ward, Butere constituency, who had gone missing after being registered as candidates earlier this year, have been urged to return to school to sit for their KCSE national examination, which starts on Monday. The school principal, Simon Baye of St. Mark's Bulanda School, explained that the school has a total of 63 candidates, and since the beginning of the first term, 24 students have been absent, with the efforts by the school administration to locate them not bearing any fruit. They have been called upon to take the opportunity to come back to school and sit for the national exams.
Kwa saizi tuko na registered candidates 63 ambao tunatarajia watafanya mtihani wa KCSE wenye mnakuja kuanzia tarehe 6. Na nimeshukuru kwamba Bwana Boniface ametutembelea. Wengi wao hawajiwezi, wazazi wao hawajiwezi kununua calculator, ni bei ghali, geometrical set na the log tables, they are very expensive. Most of the parents cannot afford.
Hii ni wakati mzuri ya ambapo naimiza wazazi wetu wapatie watoto wetu wakati mzuri wa kudurusu, wa kujiandaa. Si mzuri sasa, unajua wakati kama huu unapata mara siji kuna mtoto ameenda kutembelea nyanya yake na mtihani umefika. Hiyo si jambo la kufurahisha. Wazazi wapewe watoto wao wakati mzuri wa kufanya mtihani. Kwa hivyo mimi nawahimiza wakienda nyumbani, na pia naimiza wazazi wapatie watoto wao wakati wa kufana ama wakati ambao unafaa ili wajiandae wafanye mtihani wao vizuri.
Pata zawadi mzuri, tumepata mathematical table, tumepata calculator, tumepata kalamu, tumepata set. Wengi wetu hatungeweza kupata hizi vitu. Tumekuwa na changamoto sana, lakini tumeshukuru. Tuko na hakika ya kwamba tutafanya vizuri.
To start the news, the Kenya Railways has announced a 50% fare hike for Nairobi to Mombasa SGR passengers starting January 1st, 2024. The fare review also affects passengers using the Nairobi commuter rail service and the Kisumu and Nanyuki Safari trains. In a statement released on Wednesday afternoon, Kenya Railways management said passengers traveling from Nairobi to Mombasa will pay 1,500 Kenyan shillings for the economy package and 4,500 for traveling first class, up from the current 1,000 Kenyan shillings and 3,000 respectively. It added that passengers making advance purchases for the Madaraka Express passenger service will notice the adjusted fares starting today. Sleuths from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission have arrested an imposter who has been presenting himself as a forensic investigator at the agency. The suspect, identified as Shadrack Karera Ndegwa, was arrested on Tuesday evening at Chirako Bar along Thika Road after a month-long search. According to EACC Deputy CEO Abdi Mohammed, the suspect has been pretending to be a very powerful officer with close connections with EACC CEO Twalib Mbarak, among other heads of security and law enforcement agencies. In some instances, he could also pose as an operative from NIS or DCI forensic investigator. He said he pointed out that the agency received numerous complaints from the victims about the man forcing it to commence investigation. When the suspect got wind he was being sought out by the EACC, he went into hiding until his arrest. He is now being held at the EACC Integrity Center Police Station, with the agency calling on those who may have been conned by the suspect to visit the EACC offices. His arrest comes in the wake of similar complaints of persons posing as staff members of EACC, DCI, police, NIS, and DPP.
Yesterday, we arrested someone by the name Shadrack Ndegwa, who has been posing as operative of the National Intelligence Service, at times as the director, from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, and at times as from the EACC, and in some instances saying that he has very close connections with senior officers of the EACC, more so the Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Twalib Mbarak. We are processing him for court. So we want to warn, or rather advise the members of the public to be wary of these people. The way the EACC operates is, whenever we are doing investigations, we don't make phone calls unless it is a follow-up. And we only make phone calls from numbers that are registered in the Commission's name, unless, of course, it is an investigator who is known to the person he's talking to. So we just want to warn the members of the public that whenever they receive such phone calls, they should immediately get to us.
The agency is urging the public to remain vigilant and report all suspected fraudsters through the toll-free number 1551. Religious leader Bishop Mark Kariuki is pushing for reintroduction of corporal punishment in schools, saying the outlawed form of punishment will help deal with the rising indiscipline cases. The leader of Deliverance Church International believes that the government should consider going back to the drawing board on the ban against corporal punishment if they wish to have a generation of not only disciplined but also responsible leaders in the future.
It's important to note that in our days, this discipline was far much higher than it is today. And part of that came because of the corporal punishment that we got. I must say it must have been a mistake to remove corporal punishment. We need to rethink on how to instill discipline in our children. It is crucial, because without discipline, that's where things go haywire. And we've got to shape our children. If you spare the rod, you spoil the child. That's what the scriptures say. We need to bring in the religious education into our system, back into our religious, into our system, educational system, because when the foundation is good, the child will stand. When the foundation is shaky, and then the social media comes in, our children are flabbergasted. They find themselves confused. But we need to bring in religious studies back to school. In every school, we need a chaplain. We need a chaplain who would be in charge of the morals of the students. That would help us a lot. Let's have people who will teach them the word of God, the Bible.
And Lego Usonga MP Samuel Atandi has warned that he will now demand for a total overhaul of the police officers in the whole of his constituency over the escalating rate of insecurity. Mr. Atandi, who spoke at Honor Trading Center during a fundraising in support of the funeral expenses for the 3 people who were murdered by thugs 2 weeks ago, revealed that they have already established vigilante groups through partnerships with the local administrators to help in enhancing security across North Alego location. The fundraising occasion was also attended by Siaya Governor James Orengo, who regretted that the police have only been swift in countering peaceful demonstrations and doing nothing on matters of insecurity. He therefore supported the idea of establishing the lawful vigilante groups who will work with the local national government administrators to save the situation, and promised that the county government will give them the necessary support.
The cases of insecurity are rampant generally in Siaya, I must say that, but more particularly in North Alego. And we had the tragedy of 3 individuals, young men, being killed by thugs, and thugs who are known to be operators within the ward, who are involved in criminal conduct, raiding homes, beating up people, and now it has amounted to causing death to individuals, young Kenyans. And despite complaints which have been made, and the police coming here, the police commander and the county commissioner, there has been no improvement in security. There are petty cases of crime, and whenever they occur, the police come speedily and rapidly in expectation of something in return. I have no problems in making that statement because it's a statement of fact coming from the people of this world. But when there are acts of murder like this one, there's general criminality like destruction of people's property.
To Nakuru County, the court has issued orders stopping the county government of Nakuru from taking over the management of the Nakuru War Memorial Hospital. Prior to the takeover on Friday night, the hospital, which has operated for more than 100 years, was privately owned. Nakuru War Memorial Hospital is on a 25-acre land which was reverted back to the government following the degazettement of the lease title given in the hospital's name. This prompted the hospital to move to court, accusing the government of illegally revoking its lease without notice. It maintained that it was the legal owner of the land, even as the county stated that the lease was supposed to expire in April 2021. Contending the same, the hospital, however, said the lease was renewed by the Nairobi Lands Office for a further 50 years on Tuesday. Environment and Land Court Judge Millicent Odeni quashed the decision of the Land Registrar, Nakuru District, to cancel the certificate of lease for the said land. Further, the judge barred the respondents in the suit, the Land Registrar and the Attorney General, from investigating or in any way dealing with the land. The residents, however, were not willing to accept the ruling, and hence they marched to the streets.
A temporary injunction is hereby issued, restraining the defendants, respondents, their employees, servants, and all agents from further dealing, entering, remaining, and carrying out all other unauthorized activities on the plaintiff's applicant's land, and in particular, any interference whatsoever with the running, operation, and activities of Nakuru War Memorial Hospital and facilities.
Haki yetu! Huko Medira hii ni kubwa sana. Lakini kama hii hospitali ingekuwa yetu, wengine wangekuwa Medi, wengine wangekuwa wapi?
Siku ya leo wameandamana moja kwa moja kuhakikisha haki yao wameitetea na hii mali irudi kwa umma.
Hii vita si ya governor na mabonyenye. Hii vita sasa ni ya wananchi na mabonyenye ambao wanachukua shamba ya wananchi.
I was even thinking that we would even ask the president to give an executive order for the takeover, because understand is 25 acres, including even the kiwanja you are seeing pale ile mahali president akikuja hapo ndio ndege inakuja na kwa ndio anaingia ndani State House.
The July meeting between Ruto and Odinga set the stage for a negotiated settlement. Each party appointed a 5-member team to form a national dialogue committee. A technical committee assisted in drawing up the agenda, which includes the rising cost of living. The dialogue committee now also has teeth and can recommend constitutional, legal, and policy reforms. That is after the National Assembly and Senate unanimously approved the committee's formation in August, granting it much-needed legal status. While the dialogue committee is expected to finalize its report, both parties could choose to compromise in the interest of stabilizing the country politically and economically. With a struggling economy and a dissatisfied populace, Ruto and Odinga must ensure the negotiations succeed. This is how far the talks have reached.
Because today we're supposed to get Minister of Housing to make presentation, but they were not available, so we've agreed that they will join with the Treasury team and the Energy team on Monday, and we're also going to get other experts so that we're not just going to be dealing with implementers of these taxation proposals in order to get a balanced view to enable the work of this committee. We'd want to hear other experts as well. So those ones are going to be, a statement is going to issue for the Skemani saying, we've asked Agena to come up with that statement, including our work schedule. We propose to complete our work by the 22nd. I think that's what I'm
yeah.
By the 22nd of November, because we don't want to seek any extension. We want to be able to be done over with this whole thing. Kwa hivyo hiyo ndio mpangilio ambao tuko nao.
For since they have not confirmed, we have not scheduled them since they have not confirmed appearance.
Yeah.
As His Excellency has said, by Thursday we shall now review and consider as a committee all the proposals that will come to us from all the experts, and thereafter retreat to do the final report. And as His Excellency has said, on or before the 22nd, we expect to give the final report to the principals and also table our report before Parliament, both houses.
And on to the field, the National Rugby 15s side kick-started their 2023 Victoria Cup campaign with a 36-12 thrashing of Zambia at the Kyadondo Stadium in Kampala, Uganda on Wednesday.